animating slide. In this video, I'm going to show you how to put animation at the background of your slide. It is very important to understand that when you animate your slide, which means that your size will be able to change on its own in a particular pattern. Now, it's very important you understand that those animation that you're using must be uniform. I will really advise that when you use animation that you should use the same type of animation all through your slide. But I'm going to show you how to use different animation at the same time how to use the same animation in this video. Now keep in mind that when you put animation at the back of your on your background of your slide, you can as well add timing to actually choose what time it should change. Now let's get started. What I want to do now is to add an animation to this background here. The animation I'm adding is not for the text. We're going to cover that in the next video. It's not for the text, but it's for the background. The way the background changes. Let me just play this for you so you actually understand that the background is actually not moving. You can see that the background is not moving until I actually click on my, as in with my mouse, or I press any arrow key on my keyboard, or I use any or I use a space bar on my keyboard as well. You understand? But this time I want to create an animation scheme to actually ensure that my pages are actually animating. They are actually, there is a motion, there is an effect. There's an effect. There's an as in at the back of my background. Now to do that, I'm going to right click on the background. I'm going to click on slide transition. Now if I don't want to right click, I can actually come to slideshow, then I click on slide transition here. It's the same thing. So anyone you want to choose, you can say slide transition here, or at the same time let me enable my tax pen. Just close my tax pen. So I'm going to enable my tax pen. This is what you might see on your page. Now I can actually change it to slide transition here as well. That is slide transition down here. So anyone you want to choose, right click slide transition, or you go to slideshow, slide transition. It's still going to show you the same thing. Now one thing you see here, this apply to selected slide. This particular one apply only to selected slide. The slide you select. So I can actually decide to choose all the range of cell using my shift key to choose a range of slide, or I can use my control key to choose selected slide. You get that kind of point now. So instead of me doing it one by one, I can actually do it at the same time. Now let's put it this way. I want to choose a particular transition. Look at this now, but it's pretty fast. You might not be able to see the effect. That's because the speed is on fast. I'm going to put it on slow so you can actually enjoy the beauty of the effects. You see that now? So you have different effects you can actually use. What I want to do, I want to use this is mostly used. I want to use yes, I want to use something like this. Let me use 8. Now I want to use this for all the slides, but I'm going to make the speed to be on medium because slow seems a little bit slow for me. So I'm going to put it on medium. I'm going to use it for all the slide. Watch this. To put on all the slide, I'm going to click on the first slide, then scroll down to the last slide. Hold down your shift key, then click on the last slide. You can see that everything is selected. You can try that again. To try that again, click on the first slide or any slide, as in which is the first or the last. Then you go to the last slide or the first slide, anyone you're clicking on. Hold down the shift key before you click, then click on the last slide. You can see that now. Now that's select all the slides here. Now what I want to do next is I want to add that particular transition, which is this. You see that now? I'm going to change the speed to medium. You see that now? Now this is very important that you understand. If I leave it on mouse click, let me show you the effect before I change it. I'm going to play this F5 or click on view slideshow, view show. Now watch this. You can see the transition at the back of the page, but it will not change to the next page because it's on mouse click. I have to click. You see that now? I have to click. Now you can leave it on mouse click if you're trying to explain what is on the page to people. You want to change the slide at your own pace, at your own time. Then you can decide to say, okay, I'm not going to actually make it to change on its own. I will change it when I'm ready to when I'm done with the explanation on the page. So you can actually leave it on mouse click. So for example, I want to say, okay, we have items like beverages, like cosmetics, like toiletries, like perfumes, like biscuits, like this, like that, like this, and things like that. So I want to keep seeing the items we have at a particular time, which might actually take me longer than when I was just talking about categories. You understand? So what I want to do basically is to actually act as in why I would not put that as in why I would decide to leave this on mouse click on is when I want to change it at my own pace. Like saying, okay, we have different price lists like Bonfita, like Milo, like Ovaltine, like Pronto, and so on like that. So you can see that this is the cosmetics price list, and I can decide to change this at my pace. So that is the nice thing. Well, watch this. You are not able to see the effect pretty well, but if you look at it pretty well, as in really, you see that the effect changes around it because this is a white background, as in a white background. It's not as effective as this kind of color background. So you can see that I can see this one here, but here I can see this one as well. But when I'm changing between white backgrounds, you see, I just saw the things where I didn't really see it move well on two white backgrounds. So you might actually have to notice that when you're actually changing your effect. What I can do between the two slides here is I can set to add two different animation on that. Even these two greens here, I'll add two different animation on them. Watch this now. To do that, I'm going to go to my 2Y. This is my 2Y here. Click on it. Then since I'm actually, I'm using this one is applying to selected slides. So what I'm going to do is watch this. I can decide to use uncover left, and this one here I use uncover right. Now let's play it and let's see how that works. I'm going to go to that page where I have those two colors. You see that now? Then watch this. So it's easy for you to notice the effect. You see that? You see that? I'm going back, I'm going forward, so as to show you the effect of those things I did. So it looks as if the page is sliding off, sliding back. You get it now, sliding left and right. Now this is the two other green. I need to change the effect on this page. So I'm going to go to this one here. Then here I'm going to use let me check for, okay, let me use this. Then I'm going to use out for this, in, out. Alright, I use in for this, and I use split vertical out and split vertical in for this. So I'm going to save my slideshow now. This is working because I'm clicking my button as the split vertical in, split vertical out. So we didn't really see the effect of split vertical in and vertical out. Or it's there, but I might actually have to change this other page here to something else. Okay, but no, this might not still show. Let me try to okay, let me use this push up for example, and let me try to show you the effects. Okay, you see that now? Between these, you can see between these is when you enjoy the effect of this one. Then the other one, you get it now. So eventually, if I actually remove this on mouse click, I actually wanted to actually change after a particular seconds. This particular one here is only applied to this slide alone. So you can see that I'm only selecting this slide. So if I want it to apply to all the slide, the best thing for me to do is to use my shift key, select all the slide, then remove your mouse click button. You see that now? Remove the mouse click, then leave it automatic after, let's just say 3 seconds. That's going to be a little bit okay for me. Then I'm going to say okay. Then I'm going to say play with my F5 on my key. 3 seconds to change on its own. You see that now without clicking a mouse button, it begins to change on its own. And that's very, very important you understand that leaving it on mouse click means that you need to administer it every time you want it to change. But leaving it as animating it actually enables you to actually play your slide without you interacting with your slideshow. Basically, I've been able to show you how to animate your background. One thing I need to show you basically with this slide is that you'll notice that I do not have too many effects on my background, which is actually not really causing so many confusion on the background. Now, a lot of times when you ask a student to actually create a slide, they want to use all the effects on the page, and by then you're using all the effects on the page, there's some effect that doesn't really go in a sequential order. The particular pattern by which this effect goes is not really going to be very, very fine. So you need to ensure that you create a slide that by the time users are actually watching it, they are not going to be having this wow, this whoosh, this thing is as in sharp to my eyes, as in the effect is actually making me feel dizzy, it's actually making me feel how will I put it now, nausea and things like that, you understand? So you want to create something that is really mild, you understand, to the brain. Yeah, but then you're looking at a slide, it's really mild, the effect is not too sharp, it's not going, it's not boom, as in it's not boomeranging and things like that. So you have to ensure that not all the effects is applied to your page. Just choose a simple effect and apply it to all the pages of your slide. Now, if you have different colors, like we have here, we have a blue background here, we have a white background here, we have a green background here, we have a white background here. If you have different, as in the same color like this, that might actually not allow you to use the same slide as in the same transition, then you might actually want to actually change the transition, but ensure that you're using a transition that actually allows you to actually enjoy the beauty of that page. For example, if I click on here, I can actually click on slideshow using this button here, this slideshow here, can play me the slideshow of that particular page. Do you see that now? That gives me the slideshow of that particular page. Do you see that now? So instead of me having to play everything like using play, they are using slideshow here. I can as well use slideshow to just show me the slideshow of the particular page I want to see. Let's say from here now, for example, I'm just going to click on slideshow. You can see it start from items. I click. Okay, I don't even need to click. It changes after 3 seconds on its own, so I don't need to click. So every 3 seconds, it will be changing. 1, 2, 3. It will change. 1, 2, 3. It will change. You see that? 1, 2, 3. You see that now? 1, 2, 3. So that is basically that about adding transition on your page. I hope this video has been informative, and I hope you've been able to learn how to add a transition to your page and how to make the transition to blend with all your slides. And I'd like to thank you for viewing.